Hey guys, I want to talk with you a little bit today about the dignity exchange that we all make in life. These are those situations, in my opinion, where we're cashing in a little piece of ourselves in the name of getting what we want. So, a lot of times we find ourselves doing these things in the professional realm. Certainly, I think in a large part of the way I think about this is in a personal, like a relationship realm, and it could be a romantic relationship, a relationship with your friends or your family or whatever. But we have these times where we exchange a little bit of our dignity, like I said, in the name of getting something that we want out of a situation. And the thing that strikes me about dignity in general is I think this exists for all of us on a sliding scale, you might say. I think the scale is certainly different for every person out there, just whoever you are and whatever your life is like. I think we've all got a little bit different of a range here that we work within. But let's just say that on one far end of the lighter end of the scale, in the way that I think about this, is these times when we do things like swallow a little bit of our pride or act humbly or try to be the bigger person. That's kind of on the lower end of severity, you might say. And then on the complete opposite end of the scale, you might say, is those times when we're just completely cashing in our souls, or a piece of it anyways, to try to get the things we want. And these are those times where, yeah, you're compromising your morals, your values, you're humiliating yourself. You are just going, far out in an outright and egregious manner, just cashing in this valuable dignity that you have as an individual in your life. And really all that I'm talking about today is not necessarily to tell you where that line in the sand should be. I think that's something that each and every one of us needs to look at every situation that we're in and think about where we're at within the scale, what we're willing to deal with, and make this rationale, let's say, about the things that you're finding yourself doing, or the exchange of dignity that you find yourself making. I think we always need to be asking ourselves, is this really worth it? Is this a fair exchange? Am I really getting, what I want out of the situation? Or is this just past the point where it makes any sense and it's really starting to damage me internally, potentially? And you always need to, I think, keep this in the back of your mind and have some perspective on it and be able to look at yourself from, let's say, I don't know, like a zoomed back or third person perspective, maybe at points in time. Just think about what you're doing. Think about the sacrifices you're making to try to get what you want out of whatever situation that you might be in. And this is an element of life that none of us have perfected, of course. I think we're all constantly trying to learn to straddle the line better and just recognize when these things are happening to us. But there's a couple things that I want to express to you also that can kind of tail on to the end of this discussion. Is just the fact that, number one, I believe there's always another more noble way to get the things that you desire in life. You don't have to sell your soul to the devil, cash in your dignity, like I'm saying. There's always another way. And I also really believe that the damage that you do to your soul in each and every one of these instances where you cash in a piece of yourself, I do believe that those will have lasting ramifications, certainly in this lifetime. But I believe, if you are a believer in another, afterlife after this one, I do believe that these things will all contribute to what comes after for you. And that's a very open-ended thought, I guess you could say. But really, if we want to stay just concerned about just your time on the earth here, I mean, every piece of yourself that you sell out, you sell your soul to the devil, as they say, to try to get the things that you think you want. It has a lasting effect on you, and it certainly affects the person that you are. So that's just all that I wanted to try to express to you today, is that just keep in mind that, your dignity, your self-love, the respect factor that you have for yourself, all these things really add up and they really matter, and they contribute to making you into the person that you are and just the way that you lead your life. And it's a big deal in my eyes. And I think we should all keep stock of where we're at on that sliding scale of things in this whole concept of dignity exchange. And I think one last thing also to leave off with is that to some extent, all of us walking the face of the earth, I mean, it is not possible, in my opinion, to go your whole time on the earth here without making some sacrifices here and there. It's just an element of dealing with other people and other souls, and it's a fact of life. But like I said, the most important thing here, I guess you could say, is just you need to learn where that line is. You need to learn where enough is enough. You need to learn at the point where it crosses that threshold where things no longer become worth it. To exchange a little bit of that dignity that you might have. So, hope you're having a great day. We will talk again real soon.